And we're live, back at ya.
Back again with another video.
So, we are here to talk about the gold standard, the movie of the century, the Black Panther movie, okay? And we have so much to say. We wanted to wait like a couple of weeks before
everyone got to see it.
Yeah, because there's still people who haven't seen it, which I think is crazy, but
it's been sold out too though.
There's no excuse. I'm sorry. I've seen it twice. Like, I'm sorry. But anywho, first off, we're going to start with our ratings. This movie is a 10. No, I'm sorry. This movie is a 20 out of 10, okay? This is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. What is your rating?
The movie was definitely a 10 out of 10.
California Cup.
Yep. Across the board. Phenomenal movie. Most of the time, like, I can watch a good movie and it's like, oh, I just wish that was different. Oh, that was really good. And it's like, yeah, that was great. No. This movie was phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure. In the theater acting world, you have this term called notes. And that's basically like, I would do this, but I have no notes for this, okay? This movie, everything was done with reverence. Everything was done with purpose. Mm-hmm. Everything was done well. And it was shot here in the A, you know. But it was really, really, really good. Okay, so I am going to tell you this. There are spoiler alerts in this video. So if you have not seen the video, go see the video. And yeah, actually, to be honest with you, you can still watch this and then still go see the video,
yeah,
the movie.
Or if you're not on the fence, whether you don't know if it's overrated, people just hyping it, watch this video and you'll know.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the story, okay? So if you haven't seen it, hey, sorry. So basically, it starts off with a conversation between T'Challa's uncle and his cousin, which is Eric Killmonger. And basically, he tells me a story. He tells him a story about, you know, the history of Black Panther and Wakanda, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. Then it pans to them living in South Central and the uncle who, I don't know if he's a drug dealer or something, but it looks drug dealer-esque. And then T'Chaka comes, which is Black Panther's father, who actually is like the Black Panther of his generation. And it's like, hey, we heard that you, and I'm making this way short, but we heard that you stole some vibranium, bruh, and you supposed to be here spying. What's up? So he basically's like, look, you know, it's a lot of people. He's like, I came here for one mission, but it's a lot of Black people that we are not, you know, helping out. And with the vibranium, we can help people out. He ends up finding out that his quote-unquote best friend is also a citizen of Wakanda and pretty much is a double spy, is a double agent. Mm-hmm. And he gets mad. Anyway, T'Chaka and the uncle kind of have this, not really fight. You have to see the movie to understand what I'm saying. But anyway, T'Chaka ends up killing his brother and pretty much abandoning his nephew, which is Eric Killmonger.
He had a young son.
So then years pass, they go on missions and all that other stuff, and you really you're really introduced to the character of Black Panther, T'Challa, etc. So, what happens after that?
So then after that, the father dies, who was the original or the first Black Panther.
He wasn't the first,
in the beginning of the movie.
Right.
In the beginning of that movie. Let me say my part.
I said what I said.
And then the son takes over. So they have this ceremony, which is so beautiful because, well, you have to see the movie to see why it's so breathtaking. It's something that you can't even put into words.
Yeah.
The wardrobe and the stylist for this set did her research to the T.
Epic.
So anyway, he has his ceremonial crowning for the king, and then they ask anybody else from all the different tribes if they want to
challenge
him for the throne. It's always one cousin that come out the cut who's been hating for all these years, and he come out the cut. Pookie come out the cut
from the Jabari tribe. Now wait, let me say this. Okay, so everybody's talking about the whole Jabari tribe and the Jabari king. Now, he was like a great character in the movie. And one thing I also want to say is too, I'm also talking to a friend about this. The movie Black Panther, it's not just about T'Challa or about Black Panther. It's about this hero country of Wakanda. Everybody in Wakanda, in a way, is a hero.
Absolutely.
I think that's so, and it's similar because I see on Instagram where a lot of people are comparing it to Wonder Woman, how she had these, you know, legion of soldiers and all that. Now, the only major difference here, I'm looking at both of those movies, is for the most part, only Wonder Woman left. That was it. Like, period. Okay. In Black Panther, T'Challa, who was Black Panther, he left and he had missions with the Avengers, etc., etc. Nakia, who was Black Panther's love interest in the movie, she left. She did some spots. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Even like his uncle, all of those had like, you know, little missions outside of Black Panther and outside of Wakanda. So I think that's the major distinction. And they saw themselves as almost global leaders that they now had to, at the end of the movie, they now had to change things on a global level. So like I said, they all were like heroes in the movie, and the tribes within themselves. Like, this movie is freaking amazing.
Yeah, one thing that I do like a lot about this movie is T'Challa. He was not a extraordinary fighter by any means necessary. Matter of fact, every fight that he took or accepted the challenge, he said, "I accept your challenge." He lost. He got beat up pretty bad, to be honest with you.
No, so I not in the first one. No, with the Jabari tribe leader.
Yeah,
he didn't lose. He was on the cliff and he had him. He said, "Look, I'm gonna kill you."
But what I'm saying is, sometimes when they make these movies, they make the action hero like almost like
a Superman, right? I agree.
He got beat up. Okay, but I liked his. He always got back up and he always fought again. I think that was a key concept too that they put in there.
I agree. And not only that, I was in this. I'm gonna tell y'all a little life story. Okay, I know we're supposed to be talking about what happened in the movie.
Yeah, speed it up so they won't be saying it's too long.
Excuse me. It's my time, reclaiming my time. So anyway, I was in this class with this mixed group of people, okay? And I'll say this, these two girls, these white girls in the class, they basically were like, "Hey, I don't know about this movie and I don't know if, should I see it?" I heard mixed reviews. And I will say this, I haven't had a bad review about this movie yet. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I was trying to tell them, about it, and I was like, it's really good. And this other girl was sitting in front of me. She was like, who did you like better? Did you like Eric Killmonger or T'Challa? And I was like, that's a little hard. I was like, nah, I like T'Challa best because he was so regal. And she was like, I don't know. And I was like, no, I don't think you understand what I mean by that. It wasn't so much of, okay, he's the prince or the king or whatever, and like, wow, like, he's just the man. No, what I meant by regal is regal in responsibility. He went back to his ancestors and was like, y'all messed up. You dropped the ball. And on top of that, now it's my responsibility to fix this. And it's not so much that I'm mad at you or that type of thing. I'm holding you also accountable. You get what I'm saying? And especially in the African tradition of like the ancestors and all that, most of the time, and we do this, and as Americans too, when someone is gone, we look at them as perfect. When this person has died, we say, and they always did this, and they always did that, and now they are perfect. Okay, and I don't know if that's just a black thing or whatever, but the thing that I loved about in this movie is, yes, it was still reverence and respect, but it was, I'm holding you accountable.
Yeah, and you messed up.
Period. Yeah. Not just you messed up, but we messed up. You know what I mean? Like, it was so good. It was just good. Like, that's all I can say. It was one of the best movies I've ever seen. One of my favorite parts of the movie, well, it's like a two-parter, is when he's fighting against the Jabari King, which I don't know his name. I need to know his name. But anyway, and his mom yells out, "Show him who you are." It's my favorite part, Angela Bassett's character. And it reminds me of, like, my mother, like, almost like, nah, you more, like, show them who you are. Like, it was just, it was so...
Shout out to Rich Cakes.
Shout out to Rich Cakes. You feel me? So, it was just, I don't know, it worked. Like, it was perfect and it was so real. And then at the end of the movie, the little boy looks at T'Challa and he goes, "Who are you?" It was so symbolic of this whole thing of identity, this whole, what do I want to call it?
I don't know, but I love
symbolic of identity.
I love the representation of the black female role in there. They wasn't
which one? Nakia
all of them.
It
wasn't. They was an angry black woman who trying to get revenge or spiteful, because we see that all the time, or half naked. No,
naked has a T in it.
Naked. They had so much like respect from the men, like they kind of held the kingdom together if you think about it. And even with Black Panther, if it wasn't for his sister, like really being
Shuri, she was my favorite person.
And to be honest with you, I feel like she was a breakout star.
Yeah,
like, she was so funny.
I agree. And look, I did my research. Like, okay, I kind of knew about Black Panther, the comic hero or whatever, but I really didn't, because I just didn't. But anyway, Actually, there's so many like Marvel universe and so many storylines with the Black Panther. So there's one storyline where he ends up with like an evil Storm. It's a storyline where Storm kind of goes rogue, separates herself from the X-Men, and goes to Wakanda and ends up pretty much tricking T'Challa into marrying her and all this other stuff. But anyway, then there's another storyline where actually, because the whole title of Black Panther is like a hereditary, not a hereditary, what do you want to say? Like, it's passed down, you know. Well, there's another storyline where Shuri becomes Black Panther. If that would be epic. If they did that, I'm gonna slap, excuse me. They did that.
Well, they stopped the ceremony.
I know, that was funny, and I think they did that on purpose as a nod. That was just cute. But Shuri was great, and that's another part that I loved about that. When Killmonger was about to like kind of attack Shuri, T'Challa like
he looked up like
was like, what? Yeah. What, my dude? Oh, it was great. And on top of that, she was just so brilliant. Like, she was so smart. And she was funny as I don't know what.
She was funny,
She's really, really good. I cannot wait.
But what was the main warrior's name?
Which one?
I want to say the bald chick because all of them were bald. The not Lupita, but the other one.
I know what you're talking about, but I forget her name.
She was phenomenal.
She was great.
Like, she exuded so much strength. Like, even when that part when he said,
"My love,"
he said, "Would you kill me?"
Yeah.
And she said, "For Wakanda." What she say?
Wakanda. She said for Wakanda, like pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
In
absolutely.
a second, yeah. And
I thought that was so powerful.
She
and
didn't
then
play.
the electronic hippo, whatever he was, he kissed her or licked her face when she came
beautiful.
up.
Well, because they were, and it's funny. I was talking to one of my friends about this too. A lot of times in like immigrant communities that come to America, we romanticize marriage and all that. Like, if you're not touching me, you're not affectionate and all that, it's like there's a problem in our marriage or whatever. You know, that's kind of how we see it in movies. That's kind of how our culture is. A lot of times, especially Indian cultures and some African cultures, the husband and the wife, it's not all this display of affection. You know, it's not all this PDA. So when I first watched it, I was looking at it through an American eyes. I was like, okay, are they together or are they not together? Because he's saying my love, but is that just a thing that they say to women? Like in Atlanta, they say, "What's up, love?"
What's
like,
up, love? Yeah.
I can't. But anyway, so I didn't get it. But then watching it the second time, I also got it because you got to realize if that's his wife, that rhino is going to know. That's almost like he's looking at my mom. That's why he licked her face. And that's why she stepped in front of the rhino. And the rhino licked her like, "Oh, mom." And then he was like, homeboy got off and he was like, "Would you do this for me?" And she was like, "For Wakanda?" Absolutely.
And I looked at it different. I didn't look at it as she is the mom, so stop my love. I looked at it as she had the power. So she got in front of him.
I'm talking about as far as the rhino.
She stood in front of the rhino like, because you think you controlling him because you sit on him.
Right.
But let me stand in front of him to let you know that I run the show.
Hey, it was great. It was fantastic.
Yeah, the movie was really, really good.
It was really, really. I can't stop saying how great it was. This video is going on about 13 minutes long now. So we're going to wrap this up. We want you to go see Black Panther not once, not twice, but 3 times because it's that good. Because I'm going to go see it for a 3rd time sometime this week.
It's almost about to hit a $1 billion mark.
Yeah, and that's like never been done for an all-black cast ever. Like, so, I'm just saying, I just think this movie is...
Kudos to the director. He did his research. He was phenomenal.